Hey kids, have you got a toothache? I've got the remedy just for you. Weed! Yes kids, weed. Used by such great people as Jimi Hendrix, Snoop Dogg, and Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, whenever he's making corporate decisions on which games to cancel. Haha, weed! It's fantastic. What's good YouTube? It's your boy Axel Rose, the Shogun with a slogan, and you are now watching MVP Magazine. And yes people, 2 videos in 2 days? Yeah, your boy is back at it. I'd just like to give a shout out to everyone that came through, left a comment and left a like yesterday. Shout out to Larry Caldwell, King Thrash, Ryan, VidKid, much appreciated. And now it's time to get into the topic. The topic which is Capcom basically looking like they're going back to their old habit of screwing things up again. Now, with the recent success of all these retro classic home consoles, we've seen the Nintendo Classic come out and be successful, and even Sony tried their hand at this whole marketing endeavor. And it's cool to see that Capcom are actually throwing their own hands in the ring. But as usual, it seems like Capcom have just cap-cucked it up. Is that a new word that we can go with, cap-cucking it up? We're going to try and run with that. Whilst Nintendo and other manufacturers have chosen to go the mini route for their consoles, Capcom have chosen to recreate the arcade experience more holistically, boasting 16 of their all-time greatest classics and bringing the whole arcade joystick experience to the home, no matter how weird and deformed it may look. Anyway, the Capcom Home Arcade features a premium Sanwa Denshi joystick and OBS buttons, which is great for fighting games. These are actually on the level of professional sticks, and you get 2 of them built in. Very good value. Now, it's also USB powered and it has Wi-Fi connectability, which is interesting because hopefully this means somewhere down the line you will be able to just download games. Now, so far it doesn't actually sound like too much of a bad deal, and that is until you get down to the games on hand, which are 1944, The Loot Master, Alien vs Predator, Cyberbots Armored Warriors, Capcom Sports Club, Captain Commando, Cyberbots Full Metal Madness, Darkstalkers The Night Warriors, Echo Fighters, Final Fight, Ghouls and Ghosts, Giga Wing, Mega Man The Power Battle, Pro Gear, Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fighting, Strider, and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. Now, some of these games are all-time classics, and I'm not gonna lie, for me personally, Alien vs Predator and Cyberbots are worth the price of admission alone. But that being said, there's loads of games that have been omitted from this almost as if on purpose. Most of these games have come from the early mid-90s era, basically the CPS and CPS2 era of game graphics. So basically, they weren't even really putting these games into widescreen that often. And to tell the truth, the CPS3 games like Red Earth, Street Fighter 3, they would have been able to make the most of this collection. And the fact that they've completely omitted these games, some of which have never been re-released, is really odd. Now, if there's a way to buy them on some online store via the Wi-Fi connection after, I can see this being cool. But I don't know, it seems like this may be another one of those things where you buy the machine and you hack it, whatever, to get the games and whatnot. But it just seems that there's a lot of omissions that could have and should have been in there. And I know some people are going to instantly scream out, hey, how come Marvel vs. Capcom isn't on there? How come X-Men Children of the Atom isn't on there? And hey, you're right in some ways. Now, in some ways, obviously, it's going to be hard for them to get the licenses for those games, because I'm pretty sure if they could just throw those games on there, and not have to think about the licensing with with Marvel and whatnot, they probably just would for the sake of it. At least one of them, like Marvel versus Street Fighter, make you buy Marvel versus Capcom and whatnot. But then again, because they've chosen to omit games like Red Earth especially, because that game should definitely have been on there. One of my favorite Capcom fighting games. It was the game that they used to basically test the CPS3 engine before they went in all on Street Fighter 3. And we should have at least got one of the 3 Street Fighter games they remade and released on the CPS engine. It just doesn't make any sense, especially with the fact that they went all in on the joysticks. Now, one of the other things is deeply impacted by the list, because when you think about it, certain games like Final Fight and Street Fighter 2, they've been released hundreds of times by now. And when you combine that with the price, $260, $279.99, oof, and that is £200 where I'm from. And it's, you know, it's looking a little on the steep side, because I frankly don't know if it's going to actually be worth it. Now, looking at what's going on, I'm not sure if they're selling out on Amazon. Pre-orders are available now. Let me know if you think this is a good deal and you'll pick one up. Me, I'm only thinking about it because I'm not sure if these things are going to sell that well. And I reckon if they don't, they'll definitely be a collector's item in the future. That's where I'm looking at it from. And I really want to play Alien vs Predator. That was one of my favorite arcade games from back in the day. That game was so cool. But yes, let me know what you think about this. Will you be copying it? Make sure you give a like and all that great stuff. Holler at your boy, and yeah, I'll be back. Peace.